Hey, what's happening, guys? Dan Dario here with another Options to Play video update. Hope you guys all had a fantastic weekend. We are into the final week of August, so wrapping up the month here in style with another triple-digit move. It's been a hallmark of this month. I mean, it seems like almost every single session we've had either a triple-digit rally or triple-digit drop. It's been in August for the record books. In terms of volatility. In terms of overall direction, maybe not so much, right? So it seems like we're running a million miles an hour, but staying in place, right? So uh, you know, basically since the first move down at the beginning of August, right? We really have lacked direction. I mean, we've had some really nice bounces, we've had some really nice drops, but for the most part, we're just not really doing much damage on the downside, and we're not recovering enough to really, reset the trend. So we're basically spinning around a million miles an hour, and what's easy to kind of overlook with when you see all these headlines with these huge swings every single day, volatility high. You see triple digit, 300, 400, 500 point pops, drops. What's easy to like overlook is the fact that oftentimes the days aren't really lining up next back to back, right? So it's like you get like Friday, or let's start with kind of last week, right? You get a triple digit Monday rally, then a drop, then a rally, then a triple digit reversal, right? Then a 800 point drop, and now today you have like a 200 to 300 point rally. So it's like yes, we have a ton of action from one day to the next, but it's not really lining up in terms of direction. So it's leading to like a lot of chop, right? A lot of like false breakouts, a lot of false breakdowns. Things are kind of range bound, and they're in very, very, very wide ranges too. So it's things are moving 2, 3, 4% a day in these ultra wide ranges, and it can just lead to a lot of like churn, right? A lot of over trading, forcing trades, looking for breakouts that are failing, breakdowns that aren't cracking, right? Um, and we talked about this during the last option session. It's when things are kind of lacking direction, it makes more sense to size down. Yes, you want to still stick with the ideas, and you probably still want to participate, but you also want to maybe position size down. So scale back the risk if possible, because when there's less direction, less visibility, it can make it a little bit tougher or a little bit easier to get like spun around and like chopped up a bit, right? Um, and also kind of compounding the fact is basically that it's been in a 10 point range. So when you're looking for maybe like a breakdown and all of a sudden we bounce, then you get like the next day it's up 400 or 500 points. So things are moving very quickly, very sharply in a very short period of time. So until there's some sort of resolution, and it could possibly come soon, right? I mean, on the downside, what you're looking at is a break of 282.50 to 282, and a possible test of the 200-day. Underneath that, things could really start to break down fast. On the upside, minimum we'd have to get back to the 100-day. But ideally, if you're a bull, you're looking for a move back through the 50-day, because that's kind of the momentum line in the sand for bulls. So the bulls at the moment have more work to do. But one thing we can say for certain is, in this tape, things tend to happen pretty quick. So just because it looks to favor the Bears more at the moment doesn't mean it can't change very dramatically, very quickly. All right. But just something to take into to consideration here, right? With the lack of direction, lack of clean moves, big wide trading ranges, sizing down, right? Sizing down, maybe keeping stops a little bit tighter, targets a little bit less aggressive, right? Instead of looking for like the 10, 15% moves, maybe you're looking for something a little bit more manageable, just so you can like scale back risk quicker, right? Because we're getting a lot of very sharp reversals. Um, Also, on the flip side, this is like, obviously I've just been speaking about swings, or maybe like shorter term swings, but catalysts seem to be working, right? You're getting pretty good action in some of these names that are reporting, assuming that you're doing the work and finding like the good setups. There's been some pretty consistent movers, some pretty consistent large movers too, which is great. I mean, retail been flying around. Whereas swings might be a little bit choppier, a little bit less visibility, catalyst earnings events seem to be working okay. So maybe you can shift strategy or shift your focus a little bit more in that direction until there's some like clear breakdown, breakout, and a resumption at least of some sort of trend near term. Because right now we're just range bound and swings are getting chopped up pretty good. So maybe you want to focus a little bit more acutely on events, right? Just something to take into consideration as well. I'm sure you guys have questions. Whether it's just about something I talked about in this video, or maybe something coming up this week, or maybe like an open trade. So I'd love to hear from you. Reach out. Hope you guys have a wonderful night. Best of luck if you're playing anything, and I'll talk to you all tomorrow.